Honesty is where it starts. Not the polished version, not the one that sounds good, the raw truth. The one you used to hide from, especially from yourself. Hope is the quiet voice that says maybe this isn't the end, even when everything in you wants to give up. And surrender isn't losing. It's finally dropping the rope in a fight you were never going to win. And courage? Courage isn't fearlessness. It's showing up anyway, shaking, exposed, unsure and not running. Integrity is who you are when no one's watching. When the old shortcuts are still there and you choose not to take them. And willingness, that's the door. Not having all the answers, just being open enough to walk through it. None of these made me perfect, but together, they made me possible. And for the first time in a long time, possible was enough.
Montana Society!
Alright, here we go. I was in this once when I bought mine, and I was just totally blown away. But this is another one of the church bunkers that was here. Different type, different style, completely underground, mostly Alaskan pipelines, and some large tanks for the other types of rooms. But you're gonna see it. My friend Alicia is over here now, and there she is waving right there. And she's going to walk us through it, and so it should be great. So we got the bus all backed up. We got most of the crew here. Some other ones are getting ready for tonight. And it's the 5th of July, and we are going underground.
Only in Montana will your neighbor casually own an underground bunker. And only with Dean will you and the whole bunker crew be invited over for a tour. Below this 600 square foot above ground entryway is a 6,500 square foot underground facility. It was built in 1989 by a church group, which constructed several similar bunkers in the vicinity at the time. The bunker was designed to accommodate up to 100 people for up to 90 days. The bunker was built with everything a human might need underground, including a full kitchen, a refrigerator, gas-burning stove, sanctuary/living space, a communications room, men and women's bathrooms with multiple toilets, sinks, and showers, an infirmary with a bathtub, toilet, and a sink, finished dormitories and unfinished dormitories, multiple storage rooms, large mechanical rooms with a generator, and so much more.
Awakening doesn't mean I float above the ground. It means I finally stand firm and offer a hand to someone still sinking.
You got your new project. Yeah, you'll be out here next summer, building another bunker.
These are ready to go, and they have ventilation, and the name of the owner of these rooms is their abbreviations on the door.
Whoa. Georgia and
very tight family. Things would have to be really, really bad outside, like you're guaranteed that you're gonna die if you put your head outside. Oh, okay, I'll stay here.
The 10,000 gallon diesel storage tank.
Wow.
So the reason I got it so cheap when I bought it is because we had left 1,850 gallons in the tank, and that's considered an active gas station. So I got that out, and if you're under 1 inch, because it's a 10,000 gallon, it's measured by inches, it's considered inactive. And so every 3 years I have to just get someone to come out, inspect it, and say that it's still under 1 inch.
I was not expecting it to be this big. I'll tell you that much.
we're not even done yet.
I know.
It's dry though down here.
Yeah, it's dry. There's no water.
You can see just how heavy duty it is with the.
And there's storage under
rivets and everything.
Everybody had storage under their things, so they could get under there and
That would have been the
store
room.
stuff.
So these are like rooms?
These are
like,
dorms, yeah.
Okay.
Sleeping bunks, and they would have storage underneath.
And those are like kind of the mattresses.
Yep, the foam mattresses, and most people just left a lot of their stuff here.
So you wouldn't even really be that comfortable, but you would live.
I mean, these little foam mattresses, you could be comfortable, but you would be underground in a tight space. So you'd have to kind of learn how to live in a different environment.
The creative ways that the helmet bunker is built, how they accomplish repurposing tankers and forging it into an underground space to take refuge in a disaster, is overshadowed by the overwhelming sense of why this place was built. The money, the time, the energy, the effort, all in response to a disaster yet to happen. As someone who's been driven by 100 forms of fear for most of my life, ascending from that helmet bunker into the expanse, beautiful view of Paradise Valley, it was a welcome sight.
Yes, I'm not afraid of the bunker. It's like once you're inside of it, it's like, man, I'm thinking about they built this because something else they thought was going to happen.
Thank you very much for taking us down there and taking the time out of your day to do
Thanks for
it.
coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And what an incredible space.
Yeah,
So,
thank you so much.
all right.
Going into that brand new bunker that we've never seen, I've never seen it. You know, and yesterday's experience was, I prefer it in that stage than this stage. Because I've done construction my whole life. Once I'm finished, I'm usually kicked out, not necessarily welcome. You know, the finished product means I'm done. It's time for me to move on. So the finished product doesn't do a whole lot for me, but the raw stage of stuff excites me more than the finished product. You know, going in there with all the greasy ass generators and food laying everywhere that's been there for 40 years. You know, that's a lot of potential. That's a lot of hard work. That's what I enjoy.
What do you think?
That's well.
Yeah, it's a couple $1 million or $1 million back then to put this thing in the ground. And all the welding, and a lot of this was donated. That many people live in fear. You know?
Looks like the sun
Or
is
potential loss. And back then, the media stirred it up a lot too.
I mean, it's hard to say anything's difficult. Like, you know, I just got paid to drive across the country and film and kick in an underground bunker and sit in a sweat lodge and, you know, hear my son play guitar on top of a bunker. And yeah, like as far as career paths, it's pretty dope.
Is all this in the shot?
Here, let me get back so I look smaller, like that.
Will you look tiny?
I'm your good angel.
Hi, my name is Christian. I'm the executive director of Most High Ministries and also the producer for the Montana Society Project and Initiative. And I'm once again in this bunker. And it's this bunker has been transformational in my life.
Well, Christian is, I wasn't sure originally, you know, go to Southern California. I'm very different than him, you know, and I generally don't like his music. And, you know, he's got some, you know, tattoos, and he's got spray paint in his hand all the time. And he's squirting, you know, like tagging stuff, and I don't see any value in that. So I don't, you know, but we just hit it off once we met on the beach down there at Dog Island. And, you know, I'm a little rough on him sometimes, you know, on purpose. It's thought out. He may not think so, but it's been done for me, you know. So sometimes you got to shake the house before you move the furniture around a little bit. So we're in our own way. Sometimes we're stuck to our old methods because it's safe, you know, and we are our own worst enemy. I can be too. The benefit of coming out here and it's the same for young guys coming out here, and the environment and the stimulation is so varied and extreme. And you guys are going through it right now. You just ride on a bus through Yellowstone, seeing stuff that you've never seen after a long drive, not knowing what to expect here, and curveballs, you know, given to you. And there's no limits on what you can do. The only thing is that you're in your own way.
Yeah, I remember all the crazy circumstances that led to showing up here in 2019. Dean sponsored one of my really good friends, and then we had this opportunity to do this filming in Dog Island. And at Dog Island, he had this project, and so I just fly in here with knowing very little. And the bunker was like still completely covered in dirt. And my son would slide down the dirt hill. It was just a very transformative trip. We went horseback riding, we went to Yellowstone, we bathed in the Yellowstone River, which I highly recommend, is to jump in that It's cold as a witch's titty. The fact that they built it with a giant meditation room. The people who were in charge of building this bunker out of all the 46 others, I don't know, we saw one, I don't know what other ones look like. But they were tapped into something, knowing that this giant meditation room, they needed it, they wanted it, and if they were going to be locked up for a year. So there's some kind of God consciousness and God conscious energy that went into the initial build of this place. And over the last 6 years, we've been just bringing people to it.